Hello, you guys. So here we are. I'm gonna do this thing where I look super ridiculous right now, but I'm gonna try to do this thing where I'm talking while I'm trying to talk while I'm trying to do my makeup. Well, I don't usually wear much makeup, so it shouldn't be very long. So I have something that came up today. So I have to tell you something. I was fired from my job 4 days ago, and it started this whole new experience for me actually. On the first day I was really happy, and I was almost like so excited and seriously like super excited about this because I wasn't very happy in that job anymore, and I was thinking of changing something already, and then it just suddenly happened because I'm sure I wouldn't have taken that step for quite a long time, I believe. So here we are now, and that happened on Monday. Today is Friday, and I have been through quite of a journey, I must say. And normally I'm trying to work with myself, and generally I see life in a very positive light, but it happens, and it happens sometimes really in excess, that I experience really negative emotions. So what I want to talk to you today and want to share how to deal with that, and what helped me to get into the state of everything is good, all is well. I am here and it's perfect and where I'm supposed to be, and just keep on doing what I'm doing, but with a calm heart and with this knowing that my life is great and everything, only good things can happen, right? It doesn't matter how you perceive them, but everything is happening for me. So first of all, I don't think I'm gonna do any makeup. This is probably gonna reveal, or maybe I'll try. Well, who knows? I can't really concentrate on both of these things. But hey, let's try to do that. I'm just gonna put something on and, oh shit. Well, if you, hopefully, you know what this whole hairstyle is, because this is not, it's not that I put it on to be pretty here, obviously. It's supposed to make my hair look like it's a fake blowout or something like this. So I'll reveal the end result in the end of this video. But so what I wanted to talk about is that yesterday I'm going to bed, and I do pray. I believe in God, and I pray. I try to do that every night, because whenever I'm not doing it, I can actually tell you that I feel like my life is going downhill in a way. And then whenever I start to do it really consciously, regularly, and really taking my focus into that before going to bed, and just asking for things and connecting, I seriously, life just gets better. And I can definitely recommend to anybody, just try to connect to this higher power, because it's there for us, and whenever we're acknowledging it, it's just helping us. So just to some prehistory, I also listen a lot to Abraham Hicks, and this is me sort of trying to apply these teachings to my real life. And today it really gave me huge results. So yesterday I had the full day where I just felt like I felt very hard anxiety, and I just felt this heaviness in my chest, and I couldn't help like just but to keep on feeling it. I couldn't let it go. And I knew that I just need to ask, I need to keep on being persistent and trying to just release it, and it has to happen, right? So I went to bed and I asked God, as I usually do, to help me with this. And then while I was asking for it, I realized, okay, well, I'm listening to Abraham Hicks teachings, and if you don't know about them, I also can recommend reading their books and watching. There's a ton of YouTube videos online on YouTube with their teachings and with their seminars. So there is this one thing that Abraham is teaching, that there are 5 steps. And the first step is always recognizing the contrast. So it means if you feel something and you recognize something that you do not want, you feel a negative emotion or you see something that you do not want in your life. For example, like me, I was feeling anxiety because I knew that I was working towards things that I want to work to, even though not in the job right now, but I felt anxiety with what's gonna happen with me basically. And I do realize that in worst case scenario, I'm just gonna find another job. That's it. And just not world is not ending here, but still I had this feeling and I couldn't shake it. So that's what Abraham's teachings is. You realize this contrast, this what you're seeing in your life right now that is not pleasant to you. You do not want that. In that recognition, automatically, almost, you already know what you do want then. So for me, I felt this anxiety and I asked myself then, okay, but what is the opposite of it? What is the opposite? What do I want actually? What would calm me down? And then I realized it's the feeling of safety. And I started saying in my head, like, safety. I'm safe. I'm feeling safe, safety. And that soothed me immediately. And you can think about, for your own examples, your own life, like, what is the spot, this pain point in your life right now that makes you feel certain feelings that you probably don't want to feel, or something that is not quite as the way you want to. And think what is the opposite of it, and then find that. For me, it worked just to finding the description, the word for the feeling that I want to feel, and it's like safety. And sometimes, you might think that, having lots of money all of a sudden would, like, erase all my problems right now, which is true. But what would that make me feel? How would I feel then if I had it? I would feel safe. So you need to find that for yourself, like what does it mean to you, and whatever this word, or maybe just a thought, or just like tapping into that feeling. But for me, it worked really well, just thinking that word, safety, safe, and I just soothed myself to sleep, basically, just repeating, I'm safe, safety. And the other day I woke up today and I was still, I wouldn't say that I was still feeling anxiety. I was still processing maybe. And this already felt much better. Like the new day, new morning, fresh head, it always feels better. But at the same time, I felt like this work from yesterday actually really did something, and I felt way lighter. And I listened to some affirmations, all that jazz, we like it here. And I was doing my workout, and usually really in my workouts, I come to some kind of conclusion. So like, this is a very like time like for deep thoughts somehow. And I felt this feeling of sort of like anxiety creeping back in. And I started repeating to myself, safety, I'm safe again. And that broke down, I don't know what, a waterfall basically of emotion in me. And I just started crying, like seriously, like bawling, crying. And what that was me all of a sudden, through this work of tapping into the safety, I needed to process that all that I took from this event basically in my life. Of course, I got fired, this is something that I haven't processed. I haven't cried in that time, and I am pretty crybaby. I am emotional when it needs to be, because I feel, I don't want to hold on to any emotions. I need to process everything. So in that moment, I literally broke down crying. I stopped because I was at home. I was doing a home workout, the YouTube workout, and I just stopped it, and I got on the floor and I was crying out loud, and seriously, like ugly crying. But I'm telling you this because I feel like this is so normal and nothing to be ashamed about. Generally, crying is awesome in my opinion. It's like taking a shower, and I explain this a little bit later, what I mean by that. But in that moment of this huge emotion coming, it's like coming up and you need to release it. So this was me processing and releasing all of that anxiety that came up, because up until that point, when I started to thinking, okay, how can I release it, I wasn't really doing anything with it. It was just sitting there, and it was big. It was like a hit, because I wasn't expecting it. So it was seriously like a hit to the face, and I didn't process it, and I felt anxiety. So that, in all this process, I had to release it. Of course, you can be somewhere in public place, and whenever this comes up, maybe you don't want to just like drop on the floor and cry out loud. Absolutely understandable. I wouldn't do that too. But if you are in a safe space, you just have to do it. Let it be. Let your body just clear itself out. Cry for as long as you really, really feel the need to. And I promise you, you will feel so light afterwards. You'll release that. If you are in a public space and you can't really do that, but it comes up, don't forget about it. Whenever you're home, whenever you're in that safe space, remind yourself of it. It might come on its own again, but if you don't, if it doesn't and you remember it, just try to repeat what happened. For example, as for me, I started saying safety, safety, safety again, and boom, this whole like bowl just popped out of me. So if you can, then remind yourself of it and come back to that state, and then release it whenever you can. This absolutely does work as well. So after that, I don't know how much time I needed, and maximum 10 minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, where I was just like crying my heart out. And as sudden as it started, that quickly it just stopped, and I was like, repeated that word that caused it, so safety, and felt into it, and I felt it, and I felt like there is no anxiety anymore. I cleared it out, and I could say these words and just like really, really tap into that with lightness, without any feeling, any negative feeling. And this is actually very, very profound to me, and how this whole thing works, because and generally I feel that this is something that we all would need to practice way more often, because this is also like personal hygiene, or I don't know, exercising and keeping yourself fit. And that's what I said I would explain to you. Oh my God, I'm gonna try to put some more makeup on and keep on talking. Actually, that worked pretty well before. I don't know if you can see me now, but yeah. So I'm just trying to save some time as well, because girl needs to work a lot right now. The conclusion of this whole story, what I wanted to share is that in taking this emotional hygiene, basically, or the spiritual, if you want, hygiene, you are releasing this energy that otherwise would be stagnant inside of you. And with the time, it is possible that it would really lead to some more difficult mental, not disorders, but I don't know, depressions, and that even might translate into the physical unwell being, like psychosomatics, or you know what I'm talking about, that whenever you feel depressed or you have too much of anxiety, it can translate into some actual physical symptoms. So to prevent that, to keep on doing this emotional hygiene is so important, because if you, for example, you don't wash yourself, never taken a shower, in your entire life, you will not notice that you're stinking and that you're dirty, right? And for example, if you're not fit your entire life, and then all of a sudden, like taking these two examples, you're taking a shower, you're all smelling nicely and feeling great, feeling very clean. Whenever you get dirty and smelly, you will notice it and it's gonna annoy you and you're gonna want to do that hygiene. Same, with an exercise. If you were very unfit your whole life and then all of a sudden you get into shape and you like exercising and you feel really great because of that, so whenever you're too stagnant for some times, your body is gonna start telling you, and your body was telling you this all along, but only now when you tried it and you've seen how does it feel to be fit, you're gonna recognize it when your body is telling you that you need this movement in order to feel good. So this is the same thing, because if you're all of your life carried the anxiety and all other kinds of emotions, you never released them, you never expressed them, you always thought that I can't cry or whatever it is, you need to be strong and never feel these weak emotions, for example, you are carrying them with you throughout your entire life, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, you have a depression, you have this or that, some sort of like symptoms that are actually coming from all of this stacked up negative energy that you're carrying with you. This is, of course, and reveals like a whole lot of other stuff, like shadow working and stuff from your childhood, the whole therapy sort of things that they're way bigger, actually, like to clear out your whole life's baggage. But right now I want to focus on this like ongoing emotional hygiene and how to clear it out whenever you just notice that you're feeling something. So next point is how to even notice that you're carrying something. Yesterday, the whole day I was carrying this anxiety. I could feel it. It wasn't like it's hiding from me. I could actually feel it. I just didn't know what to do with it. But if you do not notice or don't even know that you are carrying these things, because I've been there too. I was carrying anxiety and never even like let myself see it or notice that, because I was like, I am doing great, I don't care, everything is perfect. So this is this toxic positivity. In order to actually be positive and to say that you feel great without lying to yourself, you need to do all of this dirty work, let's say. So coming to the point, how do you recognize it? And one great thing is to meditate. So this is my number one, because with the time making this a habit to clearing these emotions out, your body, your whole consciousness is going to notice it, or you will consciously notice when your body and your soul is telling you or showing you that, hey, there's something we need to work on right now. To get into that point is great to sit down and meditate. And there's this one technique. I will write down below more about it, but just briefly, where you sit down and you scan your whole body. So you begin, for example, with your head, and you look through, what do you feel there? Do you feel any pain? Do you feel lightness? Do you feel heaviness? What is in this area of your body? And then you go down, you scan your whole chest area, and you just sit there and feel whatever comes up, what is in there. And you go and you do that throughout your whole body. With this exercise, you will learn to recognize where all of these negative emotions are stacked in your body. And then you can start clearing them out. And how you clear them out, you recognize them, you feel them, and what is the opposite of that negativity? What that automatically means what you would like to feel instead of that. What is the opposite? Find maybe a word that represents that feeling to you and repeat it to yourself. Tap into that emotion of the opposite feeling of the bad emotion. So as I said, for example, the anxiety, for me the opposite was safety. And then when you do that, look at how you feel. Do it if you say that word, for example, and you still feel like something is cramped up inside of you and you don't feel like really that positive emotion, it means probably that it hasn't relaxed, and you haven't felt it out, and it hasn't left your body yet. So keep on doing that and see. Okay, I'm just gonna do this real quick because, or maybe I can talk, I don't know, let's see. So because I don't know, my lashes are probably the most difficult thing to do, but this is the whole makeup, you guys. Okay, I just do a little bit of the tanned SPF on my face, my eyebrows, and my lashes, and that is it. Unless, I don't know, I'm going to some very super big event. Well, today I'm going to a theater, which is kind of a eventy. Okay, so where was I? You might want to all of a sudden start crying, as I did, for example, and just, it's purging. Or maybe you want to punch the pillow or release the anger. In any way, whatever comes up, just do it. Let yourself do it. Don't hold it back. Feel those emotions. Like really, really feel it. Let it all out. And then see how light and wonderful you're gonna feel after that. Just goes without saying, if you want to punch something, don't punch a person or any live being. Punch a pillow. Do not hurt anybody. And yes, so this was the story that I wanted to share with you today. And, I ask God for guidance always, and He just shows me the way, basically, because, I was asking for this guidance to cope with whatever the anxiety or anything that I have. And then all of a sudden I get this Abraham Hicks video popped up in my YouTube and I watch that video, and then it talks about things that I heard 1,000 times already. But this time it just speaks differently to me. And this time it tells me step by step how to deal with this anxiety that I'm having. And then boom, I try and it just works. It works, and it's absolutely amazing. And yeah, so this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me just check my notes because I wrote it down right away. Okay, I just want to kind of repeat it, how you do it. First step, meditate, get in touch with your emotions. Second step, identify those negative feelings. Third step, find the opposite of it. Identify the opposite, maybe find a word for it and tap into it. 4, repeat that word, repeat that tapping into that good emotion and see how it's gonna feel, what is gonna come up. Maybe you're gonna cry or whatever. Do that. It's very important to release it completely. And generally, whenever any kind of emotion comes, you don't have to go through all of this. You can do it just instantly. Whenever, for example, sadness comes, if you just have a good cry, that's it. It's gone afterwards. If you, I don't know, whatever anger comes and you let yourself feel it. Maybe you need to express it sometimes. Maybe you don't even need to express it. Maybe it's enough to just let it be there. Let that emotion flow through you. Do not contract and trap it inside of your body, and then it's just gonna leave you in peace. Okay, so you guys, I think I am done talking. Right now, the last thing that is left is to reveal my hairstyle. All right, so I'm gonna fix this a little bit later. I don't know, I look like it is what it is, okay? All right, so I don't know, where do we start first? I think let's start here. All right, so oh my god, I haven't tried this thing yet before, but I have tried this. This is quite cool, actually. I kind of like it. All right, what do we have? Oh wow. A lot of volume, which is, oh, what a waves. Okay, it's, oh no, top of my head is gonna be a mess. Oh no. Okay, well, this is always a risk with these things when you haven't mastered them. Okay, I have like 3 here, but let's see how that looks. still need to get dressed. Oh my God, I think, oh no. Oh God, okay. Okay, maybe this was a mistake. Oh no. Oh God, what have I done? Oh no. Okay, I think hair straightener is gonna be needed. Well, normally whenever I do these things, at first I look absolutely ridiculous, but my hair are not kind of hair that keeps the form very long, so they're just gonna come down a little bit, and well, maybe it's not gonna be that miserable in like an hour, but I think, yeah, I need to go sooner than that, so I'm gonna have to come up with some kind of solutions. Oh God, what did I do? Okay, I'm not repeating this anymore. Anyways, this is my beautiful voluminous curls right now. Yeah, and these devices are definitely working and they're good. You just it's a technique that is false at this point. All right, so thank you so much, whoever watched this, and I hope that it helps. And I will be uploading way more often, hopefully. And have a good day. Take care of yourself. See you in the next one.